Hey, it's Russ Payton with Role Playing Public Radio. I'm here behind the camera, but I'm interviewing, Gareth Hanrahan. Tell us, who are you, Gareth?
That's a deep philosophical question for this hour of the morning. I'm Gareth Hanrahan, or Gareth Ryder Hanrahan, depending on how wide the spine is of the book. I've been a game writer for many years at this point, mainly working at this point for Pelgrane Press and Free League and many other companies. I also do novels. I write many things, mostly big adventures. Let's do Moria first.
All right.
Ta-da!
What is Moria, for those of you who are not familiar with the Lords of the Ring?
Yeah, I'm trying to conceive of a gamer who has, not heard of Moria, and it's quite hard. It is the iconic dungeon environment. Moria is this great city of the dwarves. It was lost 1,000 years ago in Tolkien's Lord of the Rings. It is the first and arguably greatest of dungeons. And this is the One Ring version of the source book, which is a full guide to its mysteries and history.
What source material did you consult to write this? Or were you just using Lord of the Rings? Did you use a Silmarillion?
The Lord of the Rings license, which is based off a movie license Tolkien signed in the 70s, means we can only draw directly on the Lord of the Rings and the Hobbit.
Okay.
So while we can't reference stuff directly that's in the wider legendarium, obviously I've read everything I could. Specifically for this book, I did this deep dive into the history of Middle-earth books, how Tolkien wrote his books. And with any Tolkien material I'm doing, I always try and find something of Tolkien to hang things off. So if I'm creating a new encounter, I'll try and find some theme or reference or name in Tolkien's works that can basically base things around, so to avoid creating from whole cloth, to make it feel tied to Tolkien's work. So yeah, I read everything, plus lots of books about archaeology and lost cities. And the other huge reference was John Garth's book on Tolkien's travels, because basically the mountains around Moria are based on a trip that Tolkien took to Switzerland. So you almost map the mountains one to one, and that was great to be able to basically go to Wikipedia or go to Google Maps and go, right, that is what Carajus looks like, that is what Silvertown looks like, and just get grounded in reality, because as Tolkien keeps saying, in Lord of the Rings, miles are miles and leagues are leagues, so try to ground things as much as possible while still writing about a giant, vast, ancient dwarven city.
So what do players do in this campaign, or this book?
It depends on what they want to do, which is not quite an answer. There's advice in the book for basically using it as effectively a one-shot, a single adventure where your characters pass through Moria. Mm-hmm. There's advice and patrons who will support going out there on multiple adventures, you're being sent in to retrieve some lost treasure, or avenge yourselves upon some orc lord, or rescue some prisoner of the orcs. And if you want to play a full-on campaign built around the dungeon, where you're trying to reclaim it, you could play through Balin's expedition, you could go searching for lost ring lore in there. The book it's not a set, here is the Moria campaign, it's a flexible set of locations and rules for exploring underground, and NPCs that will support all different sorts of campaign play.
Yeah, because I've looked through, I haven't fully had time to read the whole book yet, because it is quite long.
It's quite long and just out.
Yeah. It does seem to present a lot of different options for running the campaign. So what kind of encounters can players expect inside Moria?
In the One Ring role-playing game, there's what's called the Hunt mechanic, which is basically this way of determining how aware the forces of darkness are of you. And as your level goes up, by you basically attract attention to yourself, bad things happen. In Moria, we've expanded that to a whole bunch of tables. So as you explore the dungeon, your hunt threshold, or your eye awareness, it's called, is going up and up and up as you make noise, as you fight, as you, like a fool of a took, drop a stone down a well.
Yeah.
And a couple of the orcs have special abilities that can raise it as well. So they're start hammering on their drums in the deep, and that will make things more dangerous. And there's a series of tables the GM can roll on as the danger grows. So the ultimate random encounter there is roll dice. Oh look, there's the Balrog.
Yeah. Cool.
And there's also a lengthy chapter of what are called landmarks, which are basically set locations, so basically sort of custom encounters. So like both the chamber of Mazarbul where Balin's tomb was, the bridge, the gate, the doors either end of Moria, but also new locations we've created, like the Palace of the Dwarves and the Ledge of Woe, which is this prison a few levels down from the bridge. So you're like basically on this ledge with the chasm on three sides and one door.
Cool. What do players encounter other things other than the forces of Mordor?
One tricky thing about Moria is that it's like the first chapter I wrote wasn't the travel rules or the NPCs. It's a chapter on theme and how to use Moria and keep it feeling Tolkien-esque. And it's not a sort of a funhouse dungeon full of people.
Yeah.
So, it's mostly empty. There's a lot of grim exploration and slowly traveling through the long dark. So while there are NPCs in there, both in the dungeon and outside, or in Moria and outside it, it's not there. The lore master's encouraged not make it a crowded place. Meeting someone is supposed to be a rarity. So I see, but there are ones you can which you add to different adventures. There are prisoners in there. There are people outside who have reasons to send you in or to stop you going in. There are a couple of people who are allied with the orcs in various ways who will betray you, or possibly you can turn them to your side if you are sufficiently morally upright and make the right moves.
You mentioned this is sort of the dungeon, and certainly obviously. This is a major influence. I don't know, that big game that has dungeons in the title. What is your philosophy of designing a dungeon?
We say dungeon, it's also this lost city of immense spiritual importance. It's so a theme of lost grandeur and so forth. So for this, there's huge emphasis on history, on what's been lost, on reclaiming it, on basically conveying to the players how this place feels. How melancholy and inspiring and terrifying it is. But other dungeons I've worked on have been all about the peril and the weirdness, or the feeling of intricate architecture, or whatever. The dungeon experience, basically a constrained environment where the GM can know roughly where the players are going. They're limiting how far they can go. So you can basically sculpt that constrained environment to deliver a particular effect, whether that effect is melancholy and terror, or incredible peril and massive tactical challenges. So basically, the dungeon is the GM's constrained sandbox or constrained playbox.
Constrained sandbox, I like that. Is there anything else from the book that you want to talk about?
I want to praise the gorgeous cartography and art.
Because, yeah. Oh yeah. It is an absolutely beautiful map. That's what really intrigued me is when I saw that map.
Yeah. There's either paper or cloth map, depending whether you get the collector's edition or the regular edition. But even the regular edition map is gorgeous and has
beautiful. Yeah, we'll put some insert. Ooh, I hadn't seen that.
Oh, yeah, there's a battle map on the back.
Oh wow. Yeah, it's absolutely beautiful.
Yeah. There's also rules in here for solo play. Yeah, there's basically you can play a troop of dwarves going into Moria and trying to reclaim it.
Oh, and of course, canonically that doesn't end well.
Canonically it does well. In your games, it also shouldn't end well.
Yeah.
But the challenge for yourself is how far can you go? Push your battle hog.
Yeah.
Can you make it 7 years?
Yeah, new world record. Yeah.
Exactly. Yes.
There